Lester's Dreadful Sweater by K.G. Campbell. Cousin Clara's cottage was consumed by a crocodile. Luckily, Cousin Clara wasn't in it. Upon hearing the news, Lester disapproved. "Cottages," he muttered, "aren't meant for munching." He added crocodiles to his list of suspicious stuff starting with C. Then he checked that his socks were even and combed his hair. No one knew exactly whose Cousin Clara was, so she came to stay with Lester's family. She was little and frilly and came with a basket of knitting. "I added crocodiles to my list," Lester assured her. At first, everything went well. Clara didn't make unsavory noises or rearrange Lester's lost and found collection. All she did was sit and knit. Clickety-click, clickety-click. One morning she said, "I made you a sweater." Lester thought, "How kind." Until he saw it. It was shriveled, yet saggy. It had holes where it shouldn't and none where it should. It was less than pleasant yellow and smothered with purple pom-poms. It was dreadful. "Say thank you, Lester," said Lester's mother. "Thank you," whispered Lester. "He'll wear it to school," said Lester's father. Lester's day did not go well. Mr. Twist didn't compliment his carefully combed hair, which he always did, and Enid Measles had a less than pleasant remark. Later, Lester's sweater was discovered in the laundry, all stringy and shrunken. "What a mysterious accident," said Lester. "Not to worry," said Cousin Clara, and she kept on knitting. Clickety-click, clickety-click. The next morning there was another sweater. This one covered in bits it shouldn't and didn't cover bits it should. It was an irksome pink and dotted with oddly placed upside-down pockets. It was ghastly. "Oh, don't you look handsome," said Lester's mother as she handed him his lunch. Lester's day went worse than the one before. Mr. Twist didn't notice his nicely knotted tie, which he always did, and Enid Measles said several irksome things. Later, Lester's sweater was discovered in the yard, shredded by the lawnmower. "It's an inexplicable tragedy," said Lester. "Never mind," said Cousin Clara, and still she knitted. Clickety-click, clickety-click. The next sweater was repulsive pumpkin, uncommonly crooked, and had a hideous hood. It unraveled in the rain and got washed down a drain. The next was an awful olive and had alarmingly large buttons. It was pecked to pieces by several outraged ostriches. Then there was a terrible turquoise one with several unexpected sleeves. It got stolen by ne'er-do-wells. It seemed that as fast as she could knit them, Cousin Clara's creation were doomed to disaster. "I have curiously bad luck with sweaters," Lester explained. "Luckily," said Cousin Clara, "I'm a curiously speedy knitter." That night, long after bedtime, Lester could hear a frantic clickety-clickety-clickety-click. Uh-oh. At dawn, he arose to a bone-chilling sight. In the parlor loomed a woolly mountain of cruel colors, appalling polka dots, frightening stripes, startling tassels, and things with 6 fingers. "Oh, no," wailed Lester. "Enid Measles' party is today." They found him crouched amidst the remains of grimly dismembered garments. He clutched a large pair of scissors, and his hands were covered in red yarn. Lester's parents said some loud and angry stuff. Lester said he was sorry. Cousin Clara didn't say anything. She just smiled and held up another sweater. When Lester arrived at Enid's, Mrs. Measles said, "You must be with the clowns." "I'm doomed," Lester explained. to a life of dreadful sweaters. Lester disapproved of the clowns. Noses, he mumbled, are not for honking. But the clowns liked Lester. We love your sweater, they told him. You don't think, gasped Lester, it's dreadful? The feathers and feet, said the clowns, are super cute. Would you, asked Lester hopefully, like your own? There are more, shrieked the clowns. By now, said Lester, there should be tons. Follow me. On seeing Cousin Clara's freshly knitted collection, the clowns went nuts. So stylish, they cried. So fresh, so inspired. Oh, stop, giggled Cousin Clara, knitting away, clickety-click. We'll take them all, declared the head clown. Can you make more? Cousin Clara, Lester assured him, is a curiously speedy knitter. On the spot, Cousin Clara was offered a job, knitting for the whole troop. Does your act, asked Cousin Clara, involve crocodiles? It didn't, but the position did include a fanciful caravan of Clara's very own, so she accepted the offer and packed up her knitting. Won't you, asked the clowns, miss your family? I'm not sure, said Cousin Clara, if we're even related. After everyone was gone, Lester discovered a honking nose and a left-behind sweater. It was a gruesome hue of maroon and had an itchy, ill-fitting bits with bells. Lester eyed the garbage can. But then he carefully catalogued both things and added them to the lost and found. Just in case, he murmured, I ever become a clown. The end.